It's very dark.
I've seen that camera before.
This is Harvey's new toy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hello, I'd like to welcome everyone here today to the exhibition. Thank you for coming along. Mr. Chris Shepherd, he's a fabulous dancer. He just had his Fringe show, 5 nights?
5 nights.
5 nights at the Bakehouse. I saw the performance, it's fantastic. What you're going to see today is a couple of the numbers out of that. The music's Tom Waits, and let's hear it for Chris.
Going out of business, going out of business sales. 50% off the retail price, skipping a middleman. Picks up the kids from school and gets one along with them. Age spots, delivers a pizza, and license, and it's like, change your life. 9-year-old Hindu boy. In my Sunday best, I go calling in my Sunday best.
This time around, I've decided to talk about one specific work from each exhibitor. 2 works in this exhibition explain right place, right time. First, Charlie Lawrence's Police Riding the Moscow Metro. It's black and white. We're looking from the platform into a train carriage. The window is street. It looks like an old carriage, commuter stuff, nothing fancy. A bit 1950s. There's a group of people inside. They're looking away from the camera. But front and centre is a young, handsome Moscow police officer looking straight at us. The ordinariness of the rest of the scene accentuates the intense, smirky, curious expression of the officer. And there has been a communication between the camera, Charlie, and the officer. It's not clear what that relationship is between them all. It floats, it's enigmatic, and that's what gives this picture its strength. But it's a chance thing. Charlie released the shutter just as the officer was looking. You can imagine the train pulling away within a fraction of a second of the photo being taken, breaking the spell. John Goodrich's Diving Buddies belongs to the same category, right place, right time. This time we're closer to home, Glenelg Jetty, I think. There are a couple of very thick cylindrical holes in the left of the frame. They level off at different heights. 3 male teenagers are also in the picture, the lowest one with his back to us, the other 2, one halfway up, the other at the top, both in profile. The top guy looking slightly downwards. Here's a communication between the 3 teens as the guy at the top of the pole prepares to jump into the water below. It's like a classical sculpture, perfect proportions, perfect attitudes, sublime. Instinctual framing and the sunset backing, magical, right place, right time. To make use of those right place, right time opportunities, the photographer must have an instant ability to get all the settings and framing right within milliseconds. It's a great skill to have. Janine Matheson has fallen head over heels for film photography, particularly pinhole camera photography, something she likes to call slow pictures. Her picture, I'll Be Waiting, in the series of 4, is a superb example of this. The glossy, colourful beach scene has a sense of timelessness, of eternal summer to it. There's heat haze, there's joy, there's a streak of light in the frame, changing the colour of a section of the picture. In this picture, summer never ends. Passion fruit flowers are so exotic and beautiful, it's a wonder a hybrid hasn't been created for use in floristry. Mandy's 2 pictures of passion fruit flowers, although somewhat abstracted, will have you marvelling at the beauty of this fruiting vine. Beautiful depth of field effects, great colour and tack-sharp focus make them jewels of pictures. Paul's Inari is an invitation to walk through history down a corridor where the countless devoted have trod before. The picture pulls you in and the colour thrills. It's a magical place where you might meet immortal beings. Monica Morgenstern's Persephone is so her trademark. Sinuous tendrils, blood and bone, spotless white background. the fragility of human flesh. Only green shoots holding us in place. We might think of ourselves as gods, like Persephone, but our existence is precarious at best. Tendrils dry and snap if they're not nourished. People need to be nourished too, by art and a rigorous grounding in culture. Gary's work Wedding is one of, in 7 parts. It's such a Gary work. I think all I need to say here is a quote from Joan Rivers. Gay marriage? Let them have it. They'll learn. I think Gary has broadened that to everyone, that idea to everyone. And finally to me, when I showed Tom, who owns and cooks at this fine establishment, the Olive Grove picture entitled Relic, he said, well, you wouldn't have had to do much to that. I then berated him for the next 5 minutes, telling him what had been done to it to arrive at the final image. But his comment was the best compliment ever. The artifice had generated art. On a side note, Monica and I are in a group called Artist's Voice, and we've just been informed this week that an exhibition we both have artworks in will tour to 12 regional galleries throughout South Australia until March 2013. I think we're both a bit excited about that. Thank you everyone for coming, and please, there's going to be some canopies passed around, and I'm sure there's more drinks behind the bar. So thank you everyone.